There's a difference between living meaningfully and just being liked. And we are living in a moment whereby we want too many likes, so many followers. We want that gist of having people who are ululating me, celebrating me. And that makes me feel good. And I feel you too, because in your 20s and in your 30s, sometimes that's the feeling that you want to have in your life. And sometimes that feeling may actually be at a cost of your destiny. That's why we're talking about purpose. What is your purpose? And a purpose is something that is more deeper than just the visibility that you're getting out there. But the question is, whatever you're doing, is it able to withstand the storm? Think about it. What is purpose? Purpose is when you really know what exactly you want to become, who you want to become in your future. And in your 20s and 30s, this is a moment whereby you explore, who exactly am I? In your 20s, you could have gone and done a BSc degree or an MSc degree in a particular area. But still, there's something deeper about you that you still don't know. These 20s, I call them the exploration years. And it's good to explore your talent. You love dancing? Well and good. You love singing? That is fantastic. You love running? Good. But you're also good because you're not just a dancer. You have the brains that go with it. So why not also have a balance between the dancing and your studies, so that when the storm comes, it will not shake you? Because you know what? I can produce my certificate that shows I got a BSc or a second class upper in mathematics or in English or in biomedical. And guess what? On this other side, I'm a good dancer. I'm a good cook. I'm a runner. I'm a good content creator. I'm talking about utilizing your youthful years in the right way. Don't just say, I don't care about that education anymore. You never know what tomorrow holds. The world is too competitive. You need to outcompete your competitors. And the question is, when they lay something on the table, can yours be bigger than theirs? Can they say, you know what? I have this degree and I'm also a dancer. And you're coming out here telling them, I'm a dancer only. Ask yourself, are you still in your purpose? Is that still your dream? Is that what you want to become in the future? I talked of vision and vision distractors in an earlier episode. You can find it in our videos. And you can get to understand what is vision. What are the distractors of vision? Because sometimes we may think that the applause we are getting from social media is actually our vision, only to discover that was just a side thing that I loved to do. But I have the main thing that is holding my destiny. that is holding my foundation. We all need a foundation that is unshakable. So when pursuing purpose, I'm going to talk about one, education. Education, you know what? They say knowledge is power. And knowledge is also wealth. And no matter what you become, you cannot neglect knowledge. You know, they say, if you think education is expensive, try ignorance. So what I want to encourage every youth out there, take your education seriously. You may not look at it as something that is of purpose at the moment, but believe you me, in the end of it, you will thank God you went through education. Because today, things may be working out without certificates, without degrees. You know, I'll talk of different eras of governance. And in different eras of governance, we had governance that never really cared about our education. And there was a government that came in, I won't mention any, but there was a government that came in that cleared everybody who was not educated in offices. And that's the truth. Because you cannot neglect knowledge. Where there is no knowledge, there is no wisdom. So take your education seriously. And I've talked about vision in my earlier episode. When you are in that 20s, 30s, this is your moment. You have all the energy, all the freedom, all the time. Take your time to learn an extra skill. I call it personal growth. You know, by the time I was finishing my Form 4, I went to live with my brother. It looked, you know, sometimes opportunities appear as work. And most of the time we run away from opportunities. And at that time, I remember those days there were no diapers. So you used to clean the napkins until your nails are like, you know, the skin is peeling off. But you know what? With that opportunity, you had a cook. I learned how to bake. I learned how to cook. After I have done the other cleaning activities, I would go to the kitchen and learn how to cook. And that was a skill that I learned for free. I didn't require to go to a catering school for that. And that's how life is. In your 20s and 30s, you have so much time to yourself. Give yourself an extra skill. We are living in a very competitive world. Every private investor, they want to employ you with an extra skill. They just don't want your degree. They want to know, can you run a social media platform? Can you make posters? Can you do branding and advertising? What extra skill do you have? And sometimes we have all the time, but we don't learn these skills. I usually say that extra skill, you never know how it is going to help you. And especially in a moment whereby we are talking about, oh, there are no jobs, there are no many opportunities as there used to be. You know, I look at these people who do hair and do nails. After they do my nails, I pay almost 1,000 shillings for the nails. Now imagine the 4-month holiday that you have. Are they not enough for you to learn a skill? You could actually learn how to do your nails. If you have 10 people coming to your spa, you have your 10,000, maybe less the labor. At least you'd still go home with something like 5,000. Is it not worth it? That's what we're talking about. You see, sometimes you will never know your real passion until you start doing something. You'll never know your potential until you start doing something. It's until you try, it's until you do, and you discover, I love that. It's until you run that you discover, I don't like running. I prefer walking. But if you don't do it, how will you know you don't like running? So in life, within your 20s and 30s, learn different kinds of skills. Be willing to learn. Don't say, oh, I'm a degree holder. How can I do welding? No. I can't do welding. But today, the people making windows and doors are actually the new millionaires. With all the construction that is going around the country, they are the new millionaires. And guess what? You don't have to do it yourself. Once you learn the skill, you now watch as others do. But you have to try it. You have to train yourself that skill. Because you cannot lead on something you have never done. After you have done that, you'll discover your passion. And now you can pursue your passion. Maybe you will go to a catering school and discover, I love baking. I'm just doing it flawless. I love it. Before you know it, you own a bakery. And that's how you pursue your passions. And that is what we call purpose. You end up discovering my purpose in life was actually to bring a solution by providing breakfast to many Kenyans or many people in the world through a bakery. And in your 20s and 30s, that's when you can explore and get to know your real passion. So don't waste your time doing things that are not edifying you, growing you, giving you personal growth, or even helping you to become a better you. And then lastly, pursue meaningful relationships. In our last episodes, we've talked about dangerous habits. And most of the time, our dangerous habits come through relationships. So ensure that you pursue meaningful relationships. Relationships that build you, that strengthen you, that show you the way, or that makes you become the best that you can ever be. Pursue those kind of relationships. In your 20s and 30s, you don't want to waste yourself. You want to look back and say, thank God I learned that skill. I'm using it. You know, when I learned baking, I said to myself, thank God I learned it, because when I got my children, I don't have to buy bread. I just bake a cake. We take it for breakfast. I don't have to strain on such. It's as easy as opening my eyes. Yeah. Those are small skills that you train yourself, and they become passion, and they help you in one way or another. And lastly, not to forget our social media platforms. Our social media platforms are very good. After you have built your passion, your personal growth, your skills, you are in the right place to display what you can really offer. You know, the problem with social media is when you really don't have the concrete foundation and you're out there displaying something that is going to be soon off. You know, sometimes we are displaying things that may look really good at the moment, but they are not lasting. Ask yourself, whatever I'm displaying, does it have a future? In the next 3 to 5 years, will it still be in existence? Is it something that I call a skill, or it's just fun? And is it something that I'm doing for fun, or I'm hoping that one day it should give me an income? Then if it has to give you an income, then it's got to be a personal skill. It's got to be something that is your passion, something that has a foundation, so that it is something that is offering value to somebody that is out there. I see ladies who do crocheting, and it's something that is offering value to somebody out there. It's a skill that they train themselves. So let us embrace purpose over popularity. Today, everybody would be clapping for you. But the question is, will they continue clapping? Ask yourself. They are clapping today. In the next 3 years, will they continue clapping? That's what we mean when we talk of purpose over popularity. If you love this content, please give it a thumbs up, like, share, and remember to subscribe. This is Peris on Life Notes with Peris, reminding you to keep believing in yourself.